Hello friend, how is it going? Welcome back to Auto Resource YouTube channel. I have here today 2009 Volkswagen Jetta. She has 124,000 miles on the odometer and 2.5 liter engine. In previous videos we did a bunch of maintenance. The last video was about engine oil leak. So we already know what is causing it. It's engine oil leaking from the vacuum pump, which is on this side of the engine. As you can imagine, there are many ways how to deal with it. Some people will replace that entire vacuum pump. Mine is working perfectly. I have no problem with the vacuum supply to the brake booster. The brakes are excellent, so I see no reason to replace it. There is aftermarket service kits. This is basically gasket behind and gasket on the outside. And I'm going to replace that gasket on outside and reseal it so I can stop the oil leak with a minimum of effort. So let's go together, see how that's done and if it will be actually successful. And almost every single repair on this engine starts with removing this cover right here. So I need to loosen this hose clamp and put it here on the side. Come on baby, right there. There are normally 2 bolts here. It's a Torx. I have them loose. It's a Torx T20, correct. One of them is broken off, so I will just remove one. I have it loose because I keep filming on this. There's no reason for me to tighten it. And I should be able to lift this cover. We filmed in different video that they are difficult to move, but if you lubricate the 4 spots, it should be easy. Let's see. Oh yeah. If you watch other videos, other people, this is basically unheard of. This one is always giving a trouble. You can try it out like that. I will consider this easy. I will continue with removing this air pipe. That means there is another hose clamp. And I have to unhook these 2 pipes. Do you see this area right here? So it's on 2 spots. This shows you where to squeeze it. And if you squeeze it, you can push it off like this. I will do the same with the one down there. The bottom one, it's always harder to reach. So I use these pliers and I carefully, it's a plastic, I will carefully squeeze those 2 tabs, like so, and now I will pull down. Sure enough, my friend, it works excellent. So the long, narrow pliers, long reach, will help you to get it off. Here we go. Now I can use these locking pliers on this one, and I can finally remove this whole pipe away. For easy work, this plastic pipe, this one is in my way. I will grab a bungee carefully, not damaging it, right? Just common sense. I will carefully pull on it. Right in the middle of the screen, look with me. Right, this part. This is the vacuum pump and this is that outside cover which is leaking on the bottom. And it's all over. You see how much oil is everywhere. So I wanna remove that cover only, not the whole pump. I will not deal with the seal which is behind it between the engine block and the pump itself. I just wanna do today the outside seal, clean everything and see if that's really the culprit, because everybody who ever dealt with this before, they say it's always that outside cover. There will be oil coming out from it, which I have ton of it there already. And it looks like a Torx 25 will be the right tool for it. The one right here. So let's see. So far so good. Maybe now. So here is the bolt. That was the first one. Let's go on the second one. It will be still the top. Of course, no matter what I do wrong for someone. There will be definitely somebody in comments who will say, well, you didn't show the whole thing. To make it easy for myself, I will use this extension for the lower bolt, which is closer to the front. It's tiny. I don't feel any resistance on the ratchet, but the bolt is tiny and it has a sharp edge. So it's not so easy to move it out. But I have it, it's turning. And the fella number 3, it's out. Now one more. It seems to be that the number 4, which is the bottom on the back, I don't have enough space there because that shifter cable. Do you see my finger pointing at it? Right there. So that is a little bit blocking the access to the last one right here. So I will use the small pry bar to pop it up, remove it from there, and continue with number 4. I hope you will see it. Here is the small pry bar. And I will be carefully from here, from this side. Again, I hope I'm not in your way. I just will need to lift it off that plate. It should be like a ball. Of course, I don't want to damage anything. Oh, and it just up, and I can put it on the side, and that will be all what was needed. Now I really have plenty of space to enter the Torx in that last bolt. I will have to stop worrying about getting in your way and just do it. So you should be able to see. Oh look, it even moved already. I see that orange original seal which goes around. It by its weight, it basically dropped down by its weight. Oh yeah, it's definitely a bunch of oil coming out. This is the outside part. It has a Volkswagen Audi logo. I don't know with the shine if you can read it. Basically it says 07K145100C. The date 29th January 2009. So this is original as the vehicle was built and it was never replaced. Good job, Volkswagen. I took off my gloves and I will try to show you around as best as I can. So this is the area. You see, I was talking about the orange rubber gasket, which obviously is squished and therefore not working correctly. Let me try to zoom in for you so you can really see as much as possible. Right, so that's that vacuum pump and its mechanism. And what I'm saying, today I will try only to replace that orange gasket, because that should be the part which is leaking that oil on top of the transmission and the engine partially. I want to reseal this area and hopefully That's all what is needed. I spent a few minutes of camera cleaning. Now I will grab this pick, a little pick, and I will take that orange seal carefully out. Starting, getting under. Oh yeah, very easy. Look at it. It was very easy to get that orange gasket out. The new one doesn't have any particular shape, and it seems to be truly symmetrical. So I'm looking on both sides and they seem to be absolutely identical. So again, sorry if my head is in your way. I will just enter it in the groove. It felt like it's too big. I kept trying to squish it in the corners, but it was a mistake. I did the corners first and then I end up over here. And it felt like it's too long, but with a little bit of massaging it nicely went in. So this is clean and ready to be installed. That's the front I was showing you with the numbers. And this is the back. So it clearly shows where the gasket was. So now I will carefully put it on and start by the hand putting these screws. That orange gasket was completely squished, my friend. It was flat and it was not doing anything. Therefore, the oil leak was there. As I'm pressing that plate, the black plate on the side of the pump, I completely can see that that new black gasket, it's perfectly sticking out. It's not flat like the orange one, and it's already showing me this will be sealing perfectly. And the screws, the bolts are easier to move right now than it was by removal. So I will carefully crisscross torque them first by the hand, and then I will use the ratchet. There will be no torque available. This part regarding Volkswagen is non-serviceable, and you have to buy from them that entire part. And I definitely don't want to forget that linkage. I've used the pry bar to pry it off. Maybe it will help me to put it on. I'm sure you heard it. I will start pulling these rags out, which are soaked with that oil. So here is the view of the new plate, or clean plate with the new gasket, and I will start cleaning down there. I will put underneath the vehicle the sketching pan so I don't have a mess all over the floor. Let's see what the simple brake clean will do with it. And it cleaned up pretty good, at least this little area. I'm not here today to clean the whole engine and transmission, so this will be just for us to see if it's still leaking or not. It's amazing what you can suddenly see. The first time I can see the code for the transmission, it was all covered with the oil and all that dirt, so perfect. What is in that catching pan? I didn't use much of it. Oh yeah, just a little bit. Made it down there. Cool, I will pull all back. I will pause the video, drive here for a few days. Then we will be back here looking if the leak was taken care of. So it's Friday after the repair. I was driving this Jetta from shop home and back every day. Let's see if that repair was successful or not. Let's see if it was enough to replace just this original orange seal, which is the outer, I will say. This one is hard, so I went to grab this long needle nose. It's hard to squeeze on the bottom one. Okay, back to this. I can't wait to see the results. I already see that the transmission is dry, which was completely soaked before, but let's just remove everything and see together. And again, just for the purpose of filming it perfectly for you, excuse me, I will put this bungee here again so I can really show you. And I am celebrating already. And I have installed multiple lights there so I can share this with you. And this is incredible. It's the orange seal which we removed from this cover. It was right underneath that cover. We replaced it with a new one, with the black one. Let me zoom on it carefully and show you how it's dry underneath that pump. It's incredible. That area was completely soaked and it was leaking a lot. We shared it. Approximately 2/4 size little puddle of the oil will be collected if the vehicle was sitting somewhere for maybe hour, 2 hours here in the shop, and that's all gone. Right there, that edge of the vacuum pump, it will be dripping down there. That was a huge mess. And after I did the repair, I really tried nicely dried, and it's staying dry. If you look, everything is dry. Before, this was basically flowing oil puddle, which was everywhere here. And as I mentioned before, I'm Toyota Tech, and this is only my second MK5 Jetta. I had a 2007, which I didn't keep for very long. It had a bad transmission and salvage title, so I got rid of it. I had many TDIs, but it was the older generation, which ended 2003. So this is all new for me. If I make any mistakes, please correct me. And put your suggestions in the comments so we can grow this channel and the community surrounding it. Thank you for watching. If you like it, please give it a thumb up and be subscribed. Way more coming your way soon. See ya!